Hello viewers, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get the latest information about the videos that are uploaded.
Hello students, welcome back to the new video. In this video, we are going to continue the ongoing chapter number 4, Materials, Metals and Non-Metals. In today's session, we will discuss the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In that, we will see the reaction with the acids. First of all, let us see how do metals react with the acids. Metals react with acids to form corresponding salts and liberate hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas produced can be tested by bringing a burning candle near it, which produces pop sound near it as the gas burns with a blue flame. So, first of all, we will see how the metals react with the acids. When a metal reacts with acid, it forms corresponding salts and liberate one gas. What is the name of that gas? It is hydrogen. Now, how will we come to know that the gas produced is hydrogen only? To test that, we have to bring a burning candle near it. And when a burning candle is brought near the gas liberated, and it produces a pop sound. When it burns with a blue flame, if it produces a pop sound, we can conclude that the gas liberated is hydrogen, because burning with pop sound is a characteristic feature of hydrogen gas. So, the general equation representing the reaction of metal with acid is metal plus acid gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Okay. Now let us take one example. Sodium and potassium react vigorously with acids, whereas other metals react slowly with acids. You know, sodium and potassium are very highly reactive metals. Therefore, they react very vigorously with acids. But other metals react but a little bit slowly. For example, 2Na plus HCl gives 2NaCl plus H2. What does it indicates? This shows the reaction of sodium with hydrochloric acid. When sodium and hydrochloric acid react with each other, we get its corresponding salt. What is that? Sodium chloride. And hydrogen gas is liberated. So, we can say that sodium chloride is the salt produced when sodium and hydrochloric acid react with each other. At the same time, hydrogen gas is also liberated. Now, let us take another example. Magnesium reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. This can be represented as Mg plus 2HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2. Here also magnesium is a reactive metal which reacts readily with hydrochloric acid and form its corresponding salt. What is that corresponding salt? MgCl2, that is magnesium chloride. At the same time, hydrogen gas is released. Every metal that reacts with hydrochloric acid gives chloride salt of respective metal and hydrogen gas. So this is the general idea when a metal reacts with hydrochloric acid. What are the products formed? The chloride salt of the respective metal and hydrogen gas. Let us take another example of zinc. 2Zn plus 2HCl give ZnCl2 plus H2. Here Zn, that is zinc, is the metal, hydrochloric acid is the acid we have used, and correspondingly we get zinc chloride, which is represented by ZnCl2, and hydrogen gas is released. Let us take few more examples. 2Pb plus 2HCl gives PbCl2 plus H2. Here Pb is the symbol of lead, HCl is the formula of hydrochloric acid, and PbCl2 is the chemical formula of lead chloride, and H2 is hydrogen gas. So, when lead react with hydrochloric acid, its corresponding salt, that is lead chloride, is formed with the hydrogen liberation. Similarly, if we take aluminium and react with HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, we get aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas is released. So, how can we represent that using chemical equation? 2Al plus 6HCl gives 2AlCl2 plus 3H2. Here Al is the symbol of aluminium, HCl is the chemical formula of hydrochloric acid, and what is the formula of aluminium chloride? It is AlCl2, and hydrogen, as you know, it is represented by the symbol H. And the other numbers on the left side of this symbols and formula are the balancing number. Okay. Now, some metals do not react with acids at all. We have seen that many reactive metals react with hydrochloric acid and form their corresponding chlorides. But there are some metals which do not react with acids at all. One such metal is gold. The less reactive metals like copper, silver and gold do not react with dilute acids. Therefore, only the reactive metals react very fast with the acids. But the less reactive metals like copper, silver and gold do not react with dilute acids. That is why they do not produce hydrogen gas with the dilute acids. Now, why we should learn the reaction of acids with the metals? These reactions of metals with acids have some important implications in our day-to-day life. What is that, you know? The certain foodstuffs like citrus fruit juices, pickles, chutney and curd, etc. contain acids. So let us see what is the effect of these acidic foods on the metallic containers. When foodstuffs containing acids are kept in iron, aluminium or copper containers, the acids present in them react with the metal of the container slowly to form toxic salts. And these toxic salts can make us sick and damage our health. So what happens if we store these acidic foodstuffs in the metal containers? They start reacting with the metal of that container. That is, the acids present in the foodstuffs react with the metal of the container and forms the toxic salts. And these toxic salts can make us sick. That means it can badly affect our health. Therefore, iron, aluminium or copper containers should not be used to store acidic foods like citrus fruit juices, pickle, chutney, curd, etc. Non-metals do not react with dilute acids to form salts and hydrogen gas. So we have seen that metals react with dilute acids and form their respective salts and hydrogen gas. Then what about non-metals? Usually non-metals do not react with dilute acids to form salts and hydrogen gas. For example, if we take some sulfur powder in a test tube and add dilute hydrochloric acid, then no reaction takes place even on heating. This shows that sulfur and carbon nonmetals do not react with dilute acids and hence no hydrogen gas is produced. So, sulfur is an example of non-metal, even carbon is an example of non-metal. If we take the powder of sulfur and add a little bit dilute hydrochloric acid in that test tube and heat it, we can see that no reaction takes place or no hydrogen gas is produced. What does it shows? The non-metals do not react with the dilute acids. Some of the non-metals, however, react with hot and concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid but no hydrogen gas is produced in such cases. See, there are some exceptions that some of the non-metals react with very concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid when it is heated, but even in that reaction, hydrogen gas is not produced. Now, let us discuss an activity. The aim of the activity is to show that when a metal reacts with a dilute acid, then hydrogen gas is produced. So, what is the aim? To show that the metal reacts with dilute acid and produce hydrogen gas. And what are the materials required for that? We have to take 4 test tubes and we have to label them all as 1, 2, 3 and 4. And in each test tube we have to put 4 different samples, metal samples. Okay. Now in the first test tube we have to put magnesium ribbon, and in the piece of aluminium foil in the second test tube, some iron filings in the third test tube, and a piece of uncovered copper wire in the fourth test tube. So which are the metals we have taken? We have taken magnesium, aluminium, iron and copper to test the reaction with acids. Now add 10 ml of hydrochloric acid in each test tube and warm them gently. So what we have to do? In the second step, after adding metals, we have to add 10 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid in each test tube and warm them gently one by one. Test the gas produced in each test tube by bringing a lighted matchstick near the mouth of each test tube. So the next step is to test the gas produced. How can we test the gas produced? We can do it by bringing a lighted matchstick near the mouth of each test tube. Now, what we will be able to observe, when we bring a lighted matchstick near the mouth of the first test tube containing a piece of magnesium ribbon and dilute hydrochloric acid, the gas produced burns with a pop sound. What does it shows? It shows that it is hydrogen gas. So when we bring a lighted matchstick near the first test tube containing magnesium ribbon, the gas produced burns with a pop sound. So burning with pop sound is a characteristic feature of hydrogen gas. Therefore we can conclude that magnesium react with hydrochloric acid and produce hydrogen gas. Second, when we bring the lighted matchstick near the mouth of the second test tube containing piece of aluminium foil and dilute hydrochloric acid, the gas burns with a pop sound showing that it is hydrogen gas. So when we bring the lighted matchstick near the second test tube, what does the second test tube contains? It contains aluminium foil and dilute hydrochloric acid. There also the gas burns with a pop sound, indicating that the gas is hydrogen. Third, when we bring a lighted matchstick near the mouth of the third test tube containing iron filings and dilute hydrochloric acid, the gas burns with a pop sound showing that it is hydrogen gas. So when we bring the lighted matchstick near the mouth of the third test tube, here also the gas burns with the pop sound. What does it shows? The iron filings reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid and produce hydrogen gas. Fourth step, when we bring a lighted matchstick near the mouth of the fourth test tube containing a piece of copper wire and dilute hydrochloric acid, nothing happens, showing that no hydrogen gas is produced in this case. So we have taken copper wire in the fourth test tube, and when we added hydrochloric acid and gently heated and then bring the lighted matchstick near the mouth of the fourth test tube, here there is no reaction takes place. That means nothing happens even after showing the lighted matchstick near the mouth of this test tube. What does it shows? no hydrogen gas is produced in this reaction. Or we can say that no reaction has taken place between copper and dilute hydrochloric acid. So, what we can conclude from this activity? This activity shows that magnesium, aluminium and iron metals react with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce hydrogen gas, but copper metal does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid to form hydrogen gas. So, the reactive metals like magnesium, aluminium and iron reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce their salt and hydrogen gas. But copper metal does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid and hence it does not form hydrogen gas. Dilute sulfuric acid reacts with these metals in the similar way. If we replace the dilute hydrochloric acid with dilute sulfuric acid, then also the same result we get. So students, I hope you have understood the topics very well. But still, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will surely try to solve it as early as possible. Here are some review questions. Please solve it in your notebook. Thank you.